or the Tour Championship, because Jordan Spieth would have him by a couple months, but still, all the things he's accomplished, all those accolades that Bill Rosinski mentioned, and he's just 22 years old. I mean, that's the new wave, as you said yesterday, Earl.
Well, the chase pack is led up by the penultimate pair, Xander Schauffele, 2017 winner of the Tour Championship, and right there again, he seems to always be, and he is again this week. And Justin Thomas alongside in that penultimate group. And we talked about putting. Boy, if Justin Thomas can make a putt or two this weekend, he's right there as well, Doug Bell.
Yeah, Earl, it's been somewhat frustrating not only to watch, but certainly for Justin Thomas. He's dead last in strokes gained putting so far this week, and yet he's second in strokes gained approach shots, so the iron play is superb as always. He's had a number of very good looks the first 2 days and just hasn't converted. And it's not that his putting is so far off. I mean, he's burning edges, so sooner or later, you figure the lid is going to come off the hole. Whether it happens this week remains to be seen. I think today will be a telltale sign. Every night he goes to the putting green with his dad Mike, who's his coach, and they work on it for about a half hour once the round is over and once he's done with his media obligations. So we'll see. Justin Thomas is certainly capable. And Xander Schauffele, what can you say about this guy? He loves East Lake. This is one of his favorite tracks on the PGA Tour. Remember, he's won here, he's finished second here, he's finished seventh here, and now he's 8 under for 36 holes. Our leader, Dustin Johnson, is 3 under for 36 holes, so Xander has bested the number one player in the world by 5 shots, and he's leading the field so far over 2 days in putting. So a great combination. I'm excited about following this penultimate group. They're two of the best ball strikers in the world, and not only just watching them play, guys, but I get the opportunity to go and watch them practice on the range. And that divot pattern from those two guys, this perfect rectangle, just grows a little bit incrementally as they hit one ball after another. And I marvel at, these guys hit it right in the center of the club face time and time again. And that'll be on display this afternoon. I can't wait.
Boy, Doug Bell, I'm glad you never watched me and base my golf swing on my divot pattern. That would have been scary. But with that being said, you make an interesting comment about the putting of Justin Thomas. A normal week, if you were 30th in putting after the first 2 days, you'd say that's pretty good. But it's not the case when there's only 30 players. And if he is hitting good putts and you're out there watching, and it looks like to us that he is, that means patience is going to be important, because that will turn around. The hole will start getting in the way. And if he's hit good putts and stays patient, he might just start filling it up. It's what he needs to do.
Well, and there's a lot of other players in the mix with 2 rounds to go. Colin Morikawa made up a lot of ground with a 65 on Saturday in his second round. John Rahm, of course, looking to rebound from a tough day yesterday. And Rory McIlroy, the reigning FedEx Cup champ, still there despite that disappointing finish. So there's a lot of players here in the mix, and within striking distance, Mark Carnevale, that have a chance.
Oh, absolutely, Earl. And I think, any of these players can get hot. Obviously, you mentioned Rory McIlroy, who opened with that 6 under. And who knows about yesterday? I don't know if it was an anomaly. Maybe he was tired. As Mark McCumber had mentioned, he looked a little drained. Obviously, that can change on a dime for any of these players. You got Colin Morikawa, 2-time winner this year. You got John Rahm, who was former number 1 and came into the week number 2. It's the fact to me is that the lead is 13 under, and we're halfway through the event. Any of these players, you can even go back further than that, maybe to 5, even to 4 under. Any of them shoot a good round today, they can get themselves right in it. So it's going to be about keeping the ball in play, finding the greens, again with these hole locations, and certainly with the greens picking up some pace today. You better be underneath the hole. I think that's the key. Controlling your golf ball today will give all these players a chance to compete for golf's ultimate prize in that FedEx Cup.
Well, those are good observations, Carney. If another way to look at it, you've got one player shy of a third of the field within 5 shots. That means it's anybody's ball game. And I know from experience, I did mention it yesterday at a very important event, the Masters. I had my 3rd child. Our son was born on the Tuesday morning. Actually, Patty had all 3 kids in the middle of the night, so no sleep for 2 days. I showed up at Augusta on Wednesday and was... the only time I ever led the Masters was tied for the lead after the first round. I wasn't able to keep it as together as I would have liked. I think Rory is a different case. I do think there's a letdown. I really do. You're at the Tour Championship. You're away from your bride and your new baby. I think he'll regroup. I'm sure he visited with his family by Zoom or some method last night in the afternoon, and he'll be refreshed for the weekend. He's someone I really look to make a great defense for his title last year.
So many of the game's best players are in the mix here as we start round 3. The man who was number 1 to start the week, still number 1. As we get set for round 3, as Dustin Johnson's in front by 1 over Sung Jae Im at 13 under. PGA Tour radio coverage. The quest for the PGA Tour's ultimate prize, the FedEx Cup, continues from Atlanta at the Tour Championship. Longtime home with the Tour Championship, Atlanta, Georgia, home to 5 major professional sports franchises. A week from today, the Falcons will kick off the NFL season at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Right now, the Braves are in action just north of the city, that new stadium there, as they take on the defending World Series champions. So a busy day in sports, a Labor Day holiday weekend. We're headed for a Monday finish. So this Sunday is round 3 of the Tour Championship. Earl Forsey with Mark McCumber, 10-time winner on the PGA Tour, including the Tour Championship. That was at Olympic Club in San Francisco back in 1994. So Dustin Johnson's in the lead, talking a lot about this, and Will leading up to his tee time, the struggles that he has had hitting the fairways. And for Dustin Johnson, here are the numbers. It's very interesting, because you said, Mark, you just don't think there's a way you can keep this going and stay in the lead and win the tournament. He has hit, now with 2 fairways hit yesterday, 7 of 28 for the week. That's 25%. Putting over 25 feet, he has made 3 of 10, 30%. So his percentages are better putting from 25 feet and more than they are for hitting fairways this week. I mean, it's a number somehow, some way. I guess it can't get any worse than 2 yesterday. I guess it could, but for him, something's got to change today. Maybe with a little more wind, he's got to be sharper.
Well, you know, it's a great part of his game. I'm listening to you quote that stat, and I just started smiling because from, long range, he can hit a target that's only 4 1/4 inches across, but off the tee, he's had trouble the first 2 days hitting a target that probably averages 30 yards across. I think he'll figure that out. But one thing that makes him, I think, he and Rory, the best 2 drivers of the ball, and there's some others right there. I'm not saying they're head and shoulders better, but I think they're 2 of the very best, is because DJ works the ball one direction off the tee. And I talked about this earlier in the week, that if you've got a 30-yard fairway, this is a mathematical, golf's a lot of math, and you're aiming 1 yard inside the fairway on the left, and you hit it dead straight, which is not what you're trying to do, or you cut it the normal amount so you're in the middle, or if you block it and hit it 29 yards right at that aiming point, you're still in the fairway. But if you're aiming and not knowing whether it's going left or right, even if you aim in the middle of the fairway, you've got half the yardage to miss in. He's got to figure that out. And what we saw yesterday, we saw him miss both directions. I think if he can get the pattern back to that left to right, 90% of the time, I think he'll be fine.
Well, you went right to work on it after round 2, as you'd expect. So this is the best player, certainly over the last few weeks. He and John Rahm have been battling, but Dustin Johnson's the top-ranked player in the game. Number 1 in the field coming in the week. He's a leader with 2 rounds to go, trying to win his first Tour Championship and FedEx Cup title. What does the best player in the game, how do you fix it overnight?
Believe it or not, I think it's a lot simpler than people might think. People read all these golf tips. I don't think he's over there working on the path of his swing other than by changing his setup. The ball could have gotten a little too far up, a little too far back. He could have been more closed or open. Sometimes it might be posture, but when your caddy knows you, or his teacher, whether he's here this week or not, and they've got Skype and Zoom, they got ways to take pictures and send it. If they do that, it could be as simple as you're a little too closed, you're a little too open. Move the ball back or up. Players at this level, their swing shapes don't change unless they've changed their setup 99% of the time. So really the adjustment might be quite simple. And it's not always easy to make that adjustment during the round.
Sounds simple, that's for sure. Bill Brzezinski?
Golf is a simple game, is it not? Here's Lonto Griffin out of the bunker here at the first, or front right bunker, and the flag is all the way front left. That's a pretty good play. It's going to end up below the hole to the left. He'll still have a little work for par. He's playing along with Patrick Reed. Patrick's second shot went in the left green side bunker, so kind of short-siding himself there. They both start the day 6 under. Reed with rounds of 71, 66. Lonto with 67 and 69. So both scrambling for pars here at 1.
Well, if Patrick Reed doesn't make that par, it'll be the first bogey he's made. Did not make one yesterday, so we know he's gone at least 18 holes, and I'm sure further than that without a bogey. Lonto Griffin, that is a really big story. I mean, he played the Tour one other year, didn't finish in the top 170 on FedEx Cup, got back out through Korn Ferry, and has had an incredible year, basically in the top 10 of the FedEx standings all year long, Earl.
Reigning FedEx Cup champ, two-time FedEx Cup champion Rory McIlroy trying to shake off the disappointing finish yesterday at 18. He's on the tee at the first. Mark Carnevale.
Yeah, Earl, I mentioned it's uphill into the breeze today. There's 2 fairway bunkers on the left. The first one starts at 295, 330 to get past it as Rory makes contact this down the left-hand side of the fairway, gets past the front end of that first bunker, gets to the end of it. That's a good tee shot. That's somewhere in the range of about 305 off the tee for McIlroy, so in good position here at the first.
Yeah, I tell you what, Carney, Jack Nicklaus said this years ago, and I always try to take it to heart. He thought the first shot was so important. At all costs, put the ball in the fairway because it sets a pattern for the day. I think the second thing is make the first putt, makeable putt you have where you see it going in. So that's a good start there for Rory.
To the green at 1 there, up ahead, Bill.
Patrick Reed surveying the green here at 1. He has stepped into the left greenside bunker. Got to get this up in a hurry, and not a lot of green to work with here with this front left hole location. Back, splashes sand, just crawls on the putting surface, goes down the slope. This a nice shot by Patrick Reed. Get to the hole, and it does, and maybe a foot away. That'll be a tap-in par for Reed. Keep him at -6.
It'll keep him also a bogeyless streak going. Only 2 players we mentioned in the opening have not had bogeyless rounds. Abraham Answer and day 1 with that 64, and Patrick Reed's round yesterday. Both players. That's how hard it is at East Lake. If you don't drive it straight, and you're going to miss some fairways. Very rarely will you have someone hit all 14 fairways with driver or whatever club off the tee. So expect players to make bogeys, but you want to minimize that.
Bill, back to you.
Alonzo Griffin has 4 feet for his par save here at the first. Second shot caught the front right greenside bunker. Not a bad play to this spot. Sends this up to the cup and in. Well done. Good sand save for Alonzo Griffin. He remains 6 under.
So players underway, and they're all chasing Dustin Johnson. They've been doing that all week. DJ the leader, 13 under par with a 1-shot lead as we get our coverage underway from Atlanta East Lake Golf Club, the Tour Championship final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs on PGA Tour Radio.
East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you're a golf fan interested in testing new products and innovations, connecting with others who love the game, or sharing your insights for how to make golf better, the PGA Tour has an exclusive community called the Fan Council, which helps it understand what fans really want and enhances the golf experience. Most activities now come with a chance to receive one of 3 $100 digital gift cards, $100 digital gift cards. So to become a member, visit PGATourFanCouncil.com.
Dustin Johnson, leader to start Sunday, 3rd round on a sunny, breezy Sunday at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. Longtime home for this Tour Championship. East Lake, 1904, it was established, oldest golf course in the city of Atlanta. The home course for the great World Golf Hall of Famer Bobby Jones. Winner of 13 majors in the Grand Slam. Bobby Jones resided in Atlanta, played his first and last rounds of golf right here at East Lake Golf Club. Mark Carnevale.
Earl, out here at the first just a moment ago, Sebastian Munoz, who started the week 15th, played his second shot in here to the par 4 first. Almost flew the ball on the hole, but then it released some 15 feet by. But now it's Rory McIlroy from the very left edge of the fairway, just right of that first fairway bunker on the left-hand side, now set to play. He's got 154. It's uphill into the breeze. This whole location on the very front left. So the mistake cannot be short or to the left. There's a deep bunker that guards the front left of the screen. Again, you've got plenty of room to the right of the flagstick, even some just short of it. As McIlroy makes contact, nice smooth swing. He watches this ball now descend towards the green. This lands on the left fringe, takes a kick to the right. Oh, that's well done. That's pin high left. That'll be inside 15 feet for McIlroy, looking for an opening birdie here. At the first, he starts this 3rd round at 8 under par.
Well, that sends a message to me, Carn. You talked about you can't miss it left, and there's only 4 steps, 12 feet. He hit it between that left fringe and the hole, and he's in a great spot. As you said, he's below the hole, kind of an uphill left to right breaker. Good chance to start off with a birdie.
When facing inclement weather, our team relies on Gustbuster umbrellas, the #1 umbrella in golf because it's unflippable, unflappable, and unleakable in winds exceeding 55 miles per hour. Gustbuster's award-winning design is wind tunnel tested, and it was named the year's best golf umbrella for wind resistance by golf.com. To purchase a Gustbuster umbrella, visit a golf retailer near you or shop online at amazon.com.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update brought to you by MasterCard. Tap and go with your MasterCard, the simple, secure way to pay.
Dustin Johnson starts today the way he started the week, in the lead. It's a one-shot edge over Sungjae Im. DJ 13 under. Im in the final pair with DJ 12 under, one shot back. Xander Schauffele, former Tour champion, 2 behind, -11. Justin Thomas, former FedEx Cup champ, he's at 10 under, 3 back. Colin Morikawa, the PGA winner. Tyrrell Hatton, John Rahm there at -9, 4 off the lead, -8. Rory McIlroy just on the course. Brendan Todd also at 8 under par. Then Sebastian Munoz rounds out the top 10, 7 under and 6 back.
Patrick Reed has just played one hole in his third round. Is even par through the difficult first, 6 under after a great round yesterday, a bogey-free round. He's tied for 11. Webb Simpson, a past Players champion, U.S. Open champion, did not get off to the fastest start this week, but is even par through 3 holes today, 5 under par for the tournament. And Bryson DeChambeau has been a real story in this second part of the year after the restart. He's 1 under par through 4, 4 under par for the tournament, tied for 18th. Let's go out to Bill Rosinski.
Now the Corn Ferry Tour is in Springfield, Illinois this week as the path to the PGA Tour visits Panther Creek Country Club for the 5th annual Lincoln Land Championship presented by LRS. And with just 4 holes to go, Brett Druitt has the lead. It's by 2 shots.
And a one-shot edge for Dustin Johnson. He's been in this position before at the Tour Championship and has not yet been able to cash one in for a FedEx Cup title. And right now, that's about the only thing missing from Dustin Johnson's great golf resume, Mark Carnevale.
Yeah, it's been a really good season for Sebastian Munoz. Of course, earlier the year won the Sanderson's Farms Championship as the birdie putt from 13 feet makes its way down the slope and right into the bottom of the cup. Well, that'll take Sebastian Munoz to 8 under par. Munoz, again, started this week at 15th on the FedEx Cup points list, and right now has definitely improved his position.
Well, we talked about at the start of the day, there were 9 players decided 5 shots. Now we can add to that number. Someone in the position of a Sebastian Munoz that far back, they're going to have to go low today. They're going to need to shoot 5 or 6 under to get themselves back in the picture for the final round. And I think you're going to see that out of maybe a couple of different players in that position.
And also there trying to get his day started off right. Great chance to do it with a birdie look at 1 for Rory McIlroy, Mark Carnevale.
And just 7 feet, a little left and below the hole, so this actually will be slightly uphill. So he's got to give this enough pace. If you don't, you will miss it to the right. McIlroy trying to start with a birdie as that putt is struck, working left to right up to the cup and right in the middle with plenty of pace. Nice birdie here at the first for McIlroy. He's now 9 under.
Carney, I think that is so big right there to start that way. Erase that memory yesterday of a shot that he'll hit once in a lifetime. Just a lofted iron on the last hole out of the rough, and he just flopped it into the lake. I mean, it didn't go 20 feet. He handled it well, but you hate that taste in your mouth. Now that's gone. Starts out with birdie.
Way to start the day with a birdie at 1 now on the tee at the par 3 second. McIlroy in 60 seconds.
Hey, parents. Rory McIlroy plays to a back right hole location 201. This ball lands about 5 feet short of the hole on the left, takes a big hop, and releases past the hole, but still a good shot. That'll be downhill inside 20 feet for McIlroy, looking to start quickly. He'll have another chance for birdie, this one coming at the second.
Yeah, don't forget these 2 holes today, unlike the first 2 days, is playing a little bit into the wind that's there, a little more wind than yesterday. It may even pick up as the day goes on, so early birdies are very good on 1 and 2.
Yeah, you get off to the quick start, and we've had 7 birdies today at number 3 as well. So maybe the opportunity here for players like McIlroy, some of these other late starters closer to the lead, to get on a little bit of a run, Cart.
And Sebastian Munoz coming off a birdie at the first. There is a slope right of this whole location, just 7 paces from the right edge of the green to the flag. You really don't want to take that line, but if he did, it will kick it back left as Munoz sends his shot This lands about 15, 20 feet short of the hole and then releases almost to pin high. That's also well done. That will be inside 15 feet. So both players, good looks for birdie here at the second.
Will have a good look to get to 9 under par.
Well, clearly Doug Bell, when he said boring, he was referring to the flight pattern, not yawns, because that was a gorgeous shot. Went right across the hole. It's probably as close as Rory was moments ago, inside at 10 feet. He has been great all year long, Doug.
Yeah, Mark, John Rahm will hit it a lot higher than Brendan Todd. He's in the right-hand rough. 166 the number for the Spaniard, who went right from 18 to sign his card, then to the practice range last night for about an hour session, trying to work things out. And now Rahm sends that moon shot into the sky. And so down it comes into the right green side bunker. So John Rahm will have a challenge to get up and down. Let's go up a hole to Mark Carnevale.
Thank you, Doug. Up here at the green, at the par 3 second, Rory McIlroy has surveyed this 17-foot downhill birdie putt. This will be quick, and there'll be a decent amount of break from his left to right. You would think 17 footers, you'd have a pretty good chance, but the difficulty of this is definitely the fact that it's downhill and turning hard from left to right. McIlroy has this aimed well left of the hole, starts it out on the slope to the left, ball now turning right. He's holding the finish, ball working up there, and kind of took a swipe at the green as that ball just didn't quite get to the hole. He thought that would be a lot faster, so Rory taps in for par and remains at 9 under with a par here, 2.
Yeah, I think he had it on the right line, Karn. It was the speed that caused it to break off, and he's 134th in shots gained putting for the year, on tour, 8th this week. So the putting has been good, just needs to find some more greens.
Now Sebastian Munoz looking for a couple of birdies to begin his third round. Mark Carnevale, back to you.
A really good shot in here early, and he left it in an absolute perfect position. This is just a little bit uphill. There'll be a little movement from left to right. There's a slope that is actually to the right of his line that comes off the second of the bunkers that are on the right side that could influence this a little bit. May not break as much left to right as you might think, but it's almost like he's putting right up a valley here with just a little movement from left to right. And certainly an opportunity for a great start for Munoz. Again, just 12 feet as he settles in. He's got his feet spread wide, makes contact with the putt, but stands up immediately as he didn't hit it. And it broke off to the right at the end, so disappointing missed birdies here at the second for this group. They'll head to the par 4 third.
Yeah, you'd like to take advantage of that early in this third round. I shouldn't say early. A lot of the players, over half, have gone through these first 2 holes. The scoring average on number 2 is exactly even par, so they lose nothing to the field with those 2 pars. Doug?
Well, Mark, John Rahm just crawled down that right green side bunker. Long bunker shot with a lot of green to play with. He's up on his tippy toes, looking down at the hole, and now down into that deep bunker. Digging the feet in, re-gripping, back and forth. Now everything settles down. Little waggle, one last look, and the splash out. Up onto the dance floor it comes, scooting forward, rolling out towards the hole, and just behind the left side, maybe 2.5 feet out there on the left. So it should be a nice up and down for John Rahm, who struggled yesterday, but it looks like he's going to start off with a par to stay at 9 under.
Yeah, I would think that he would, but I think what happened, the fact that he hit it in the bunker, is a good example of having to hit it in the fairway off the tee. He wasn't going to short side himself, and because he could control it out of the rough, he had to favor to the right, and you heard him say it was almost good, and he had to work hard to save par here.
Well, he cleaned up the fairways yesterday, but struggled, and certainly did coming in. Hit 3 in day 1, 9 of 14 yesterday, and 14-18 greens, but made just 1 birdie, and then that back 9 was kind of a disaster for him. Couple of bogeys, put the tee shot in the water at 15, so shot 4 over 39 coming in to lose a lot of ground on Saturday, trying to make it up early on a Sunday now, Doug Bell.
Well, Brendan Todd has 7 feet for birdie here at the first, hit an excellent second shot. Of course, it all started with a drive in the fairway, and that's the key at Eastlake. If you find the short grass, they're narrow landing strips, but the Zoysia fairways, the ball sits up like it's teed up. It's such an advantage than diving into that Bermuda, where it's the great unknown in the rough. Brendan Todd slides the putter behind the ball. Again, 7 feet away, shadow behind the ball. The stroke sends it down the line, turning from left to right, and into the bottom it goes for Brendan Todd. How about that for the Georgia Bulldog? He's 9 under par right out of the gates.
And a quick one to get within 4 of DJ, so a little tightening already. Early on a Sunday, Dustin Johnson, 1-shot lead on Sung Jae Im to start this third round on a Sunday. You're listening to coverage from the Tour Championship, East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia on PGA Tour Radio.
Coming off birdie at 1 now. The first to tee off at the par 3 second. 201 yards, this uphill par 3. Todd continues to have a remarkable comeback season. One of the best comeback stories in the last decade in the PGA Tour. And Brendan moves that from left to right. Lands safely in the front center corner of the green. Then now bounds forward. Now an uphill putt outside 30 feet. Brendan Todd looking for birdie start.
Yeah, Brendan Todd is quite a story. You're right, Doug Bell. If you look at his stats just for the week, he's second in driving accuracy. Not one of the longer hitters for sure. And he's third in shots gained putting. So those are the 2 categories that he dominates in. He is a very controlled player, very disciplined, and a great putter.
And back to you again, Doug.
All right, Earl, John Rahm will be next. Short backswing, powerful down and through. Surges that way up into the sky and now lands down in the right center portion of the green, right on a little hump over there, and it looks like it's going to take that hump and go back down away from the hole. Let's go up a hole to Mark Carnevale.
Doug, up here at the par 4 third, Rory McIlroy iron off the tee and is laid well back. He's going to have 155 and was set to go, and it almost looked like the wind changed. I tell you, an aggressive play by Sebastian Munoz. Went with driver. He's driven it almost to the end of the fairway and has just 45 yards left for his third, so a 110-yard difference here. His back left hole location, the mistake you cannot do is miss it left or long here. Wind is helping a little bit off the left in a good lie, middle of the fairway. There's a little bit of an upslope about 20 feet short of the hole that if you kind of land it there, the ball should jump forward and then stop. McIlroy slowly back with the club, makes contact, holds the finish. This ball lands on that slope, kicks a little bit to the right. That's pin high. That was well judged. That'll be outside at 20 feet from McIlroy for birdie. Was hoping to turn that over a little bit, but we'll have a look to get to 10 under here at the third.
Hey, Carney, let me ask you a question. I mean, golf strategy. We've seen players go off this short hole with an iron. I understand that when the hole location is right on the front. But don't you think it might be worth the challenge here, driving it as good as Rory does, to get it way down the fairway with all that green to pitch to?
I agree, but I want to say it was in the I think it was in the second round or the first round. He drove it, but drove it well to the right and absolutely had nothing. And I think, it's a real narrow area up here at the end of the fairway mark. So I think he just made the prudent play there. If this was the final round, I would think he probably would have hit driver.
And as you and I both know, Carney, sometimes you still got in your mind not a good swing thought because you did hit a bad tee shot there early in the week. So you pick a club that you can commit to and know you can find the fairway with.
Well, and McIlroy, one of the many on this front nine, trying to make a move. Tony Finau has 3 early birdies. The scoring, at least so far, seems to be there, as the front nine scoring average is 34.32, so nearly 0.7 of a shot under par. We have had birdies at every hole except that long, tough par 3 ninth today, playing 237. So it's good on the front nine and really seems to be there with a little more wind for players to tighten things up. Karn?
Yeah, just 45 yards for Sebastian. Again, it's a back left hole location. There are some ridges. If you get this ball a little too far left and don't hit it hard enough, it'll actually roll away from the hole location. So you really want to keep this a little bit to the right side and just got to guard against going too long. Munoz, feet close together, pitches it on the green about 30 yards short of the hole, takes a hop, releases up towards it. Maybe not as close as he wanted, but that'll be inside 10 feet for Munoz, trying to make a birdie to go to 9 under here at the third.
Back one hole, Doug Bell.
All right, Earl, Brendan Todd, 38 feet, uphill birdie try. One of the few players who uses a graphite shaft in his putter. A rhythmic stroke sends it on the path, up the hill, climbing towards the hole, And even John Rahm was motioning for it to go. Everybody knew that needed a little more gas, and Brendan will walk right up, and he's just, a foot short of the cup, and will knock that in for the par. So he stays at 9 under. He was getting a little help from John Rahm out here.
I tell you what, Doug Bill, I'm going to go invest in graphite shafts for putters after that observation you made, because if it helps us putt anything like Brendan Todd, that's what we all need to do.
Well, McIlroy with the early birdie pickup, Brendan Todd as well. So they join this tie for 5th. It's 5 golfers at 9 under. So right now, as we approach Dustin Johnson's tee time coming up a little more than 10 minutes from now, we have 9 players within 4 shots of the lead for round 3. Back to you, Doug.
All right, Earl, John Rahm has 37 feet. His tee shot landed up there about 10 feet from the hole, but there's a big hump just to the right of where the hole location is, and he caught that ridge and rolled all the way back down to this portion of the green. Again, 37 feet. And that mound we were talking about will move this putt to the left. Rahm lines it up and gives it a really good smack, climbing the hill. Now off that mound down towards the left at the hole, and cuts right in front of the cup. That was close. Good effort. So a couple of pars for John Rahm to start, and he stays at 8 under. Let's go to Mark Carnevale.
Rory McIlroy's second shot ended up 22 feet right at his back left hole location as Rory makes contact with the ball, holding the finish, ball working right to left, and didn't give it enough as that ball broke off to the left, but McIlroy's going to walk up, tap this one in, so it'll be a par here at the 3rd for McIlroy, and he remains at 9 under.
That's still a solid start, 1 under through the first 3. And that's what you want. Get off to a good start so you're not making up ground. You're trying to build momentum.
And down now to the final couple of groups just underway shortly. Justin Thomas and the former Tour champion Xander Schauffele. Justin Thomas, a former FedEx Cup champion. They'll be on the course. And, these numbers on Justin Thomas as he starts today, I want to give you a comparison for the week. He is, I mentioned, he is last in strokes gained putting. The numbers coming into the day, Justin Thomas had lost over 2 rounds, 4.6 shots putting. Now, the guy who was 29th, who's Ryan Palmer, he was a shot better. So he's losing so much ground. And Sung J M, looking at players who have putted well and some of these others, I mean, you're losing 8-9 shots to some of the best players. Justin Thomas can try to figure it out, Mark Carnevale.
Earl, after the aggressive play, Sebastian Munoz rewarded as he made a 5-foot birdie putt. So Munoz goes to 9 under with 2 birdies in the first 3 holes.
I'll give you
I liked his.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. I'll give you the example of that. Thomas playing with Schauffele. Xander Schauffele is the leader in strokes gained putting for the week, gaining 4.5 shots. So Justin Thomas has lost 4.5. Xander Schauffele has gained 4.5. You're losing 9 shots with the putter to a guy like that. And that's the difference between Justin Thomas being behind and in front right now.
It's very rarely in modern golf that a player can win a golf tournament just on ball striking. These guys are all too well-rounded as golfers. Just back 1 second to my comment on Munoz. That's why I liked hitting driver or something to get it right down in front of the green. I just thought with that back left hole location, much easier when you're hitting less than a full shot that's not spinning to run it back to the hole. Either way, good start by both these players.
Let's go to Bill Rosinski now.
Here at the first green, Colin Morikawa getting ready to hit his 3rd shot. He is in the front right bunker. Hit a good tee shot down the middle of the fairway, but that second came up short, fighting the breeze, which has changed for this 3rd round in the golfer's face here at number 1. Lots of green to work with. Pops this on the green, and then that just releases quickly down the slope across the green from right to left, making its way to the hole. This might go in. It does. Oh, and he throws the sand wedge out of the bunker, lands on the green, hands in the air. How about a hole-out birdie? What a shot by Colin Morikawa. Started the day at -9. He's to -10.
Thank you. What a way to start out your day. You're playing a hard hole and you put it in the right bunker, and that's been a popular place. So, not a bad results there for Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, great result for him. Number 5 in the standings, FedEx Cup standings coming into the week. So 5 under was his start and 5 shots back. And Morikawa now 3 behind. He's tied for 4th at 10 under par with Justin Thomas, who's just getting underway with Xander Schauffele. And one more thing, is Thomas a former FedEx Cup winner who's been playing as well as anyone, and certainly this year, a PGA Tour high 3 wins. Look at his other numbers. I mentioned the putting, how bad it's been. Second in strokes gained off the tee, second in strokes gained approach the green, first in strokes gained around the green. So there's a case to be made that Justin Thomas has played as well as anyone this week. But, you got to putt for dough and putt for FedEx Cups. And he's going to have to make some or have something happen like Colin Morikawa did just there with that hole-out birdie at 1.
Yeah, you're right. It's an old adage that's said over and over and over for the last hundreds of years about golf. There's no place for a picture on the scorecard. The only thing that matters in golf is the score. You're not judged on form. You're not given bonus points for long straight drives. Everything comes down to the mathematical total. And for that to happen, to get as low as you want, you got to hole putts.
And now those two are underway. The former Tour champions Andrew Schauffele and Justin Thomas both missed the fairway left at 1, so they will play in 60 seconds.
The right side of the fairway, 201. This ball lands pin high left of this back right hole location and releases all the way up into the fringe. Not a bad shot. That'll be downhill, but could be a little tricky. Rory McIlroy drove it into the left fairway bunker. And this will be outside of 185 for McIlroy. Again, uphill into the breeze, back right hole location. If he could get it anywhere on the green, this would be a great shot. McIlroy at 1 under. He's 9 under for the tournament, as well as Munoz, who is 2 under through 3. He is 9 under as well. As McIlroy makes contact, this one looks like it's not going to get anywhere near the green. And that came up well short. That's some 30, 40 yards short of the green. So McIlroy will need to get that up and down. Could not go for this green with his second shot because of the lip. He'll need to get that up and down to stay at 9 under here at the 4th.
Yeah, that's sorry, Earl. That's, again, the penalty you pay for missing fairways.
If you're near a television, coming up at the top of the hour, third round network coverage from East Lake Golf Club will begin. So while you're listening to our broadcast, you can watch it all on NBC, just underway now until 7 o'clock Eastern.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
Once again, it's a leaderboard full of players trusting Titleist, with 70% of the field relying on the speed, precision, and consistency of the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Titleist, the number 1 ball in golf. Dustin Johnson about to begin his third round, the leader by 1 at the Tour Championship. 13 under with Sung J M alongside in the final pair here on a Sunday. Him 1 back, Xander Schauffele, 2017 Tour Championship winner. He's 2 back at -11. And then 10 under par, tied for 4th, Justin Thomas and Colin Morikawa, who's picked up birdie already today at number 1, Doug Bell.
Colin Morikawa coming off a spectacular hole out from the right side bunker at 1 to get to 10 under par on the tee at the par 3 second. 201 yards, uphill tee shot required. Back right-hand corner is where the hole is cut today. Colin moving that from left to right. That's his usual ball flight. He lands on that upper shelf and rolls past the hole on the left side. And haven't seen too many on that upper shelf. Hell of a decent look just outside 20 feet for Colin Morikawa, trying to get to 11 under par.
A couple other players trying to make a run at the lead. Rory McIlroy birdied his first hole, as did his playing competitor Sebastian Munoz. Rory has stayed 1 under for the first 3, puts him at 9 under par. Munoz made another birdie on his third hole, so both players 9 under par, tied for 7th.
Let's go to number 4 and Mark Carnevale.
After playing his second shot short of the green here at the uphill par 4 4th, Rory McIlroy has 62 yards. Again, this back right hole location, you'd like to leave this a little bit underneath the hole. McIlroy currently 1 under for the day, 9 under for the tournament. This ball on its way. This is going to land just shy of the pin, hop up behind it, and stop inside a 1.5 feet. That is an excellent play for McIlroy. That'll result in a par here at 4, and he'll remain at 9 under.
Let's go to 1, Bill Rosinski.
And Justin Thomas, long birdie try here. He's hole high right, 40-footer. And this is uphill. Shadow right over the golf ball. Sends this out to the right. Ball ball is starting to move a little bit to the left. He is staring at this line, makes his way to the cup, and still rolling, and that's going to roll out past the cup. So he's going to come up, put a mark on this. Should be able to make his par. Here's Xander Schauffele, meanwhile, just on the front of the putting surface. He's got a long putt coming up for his par. Missed the green left, couldn't get it on in two, and that chip shot came up woefully short.
Driver for Sung Jae Im, the low, slow takeaway, and now the swing through, heading up the right-hand side. This at the first hole to begin round 3, and that's catching the right edge and now hops off the fairway into the primary cut. So he missed a fairway, and right before he hit, very smooth, solid swing for Dustin Johnson, who put one in play up the right-hand side. So DJ straightened things out for one hole, hit the fairway, and Sung Jae Im missed.
Well, after one hole, DJ's hit half as many fairways as he hit in 14 opportunities yesterday, so maybe that's a good sign for him. Sung Jae Im really a little unfortunate, Earl. We watched that last 2 inches of hop got to the thick rough, or he would have been okay, but both players off and running.
Let's go back to the green there again, and Bill, back to you.
Xander Schauffele now fighting to put a 4 on the card here at the par 4 first, uphill 12-footer. Back, contact made, plenty of pace on this one. How about that, right in the front door? Ooh, that's a big putt. That was a mess for a long time on this first hole, but he will stay 11 under.
Sometimes something like that's all you need to get you going. I want to say something real quick. I talked about Xander maybe having a little more trouble out of thick Bermuda. He did grow up out west in California without Bermuda grass, but he is, in the top 3 in driving distance this week. He's a very long striker of the ball. I just don't think of him as explosive speed as you do from some of the other guys.
Mark Carnevale, to you.
And from the back fringe, Sebastian Munoz birdie attempt just sneaks past the right side of the hole here at the 4th. It rolls out to about 3 feet. So Sebastian will have that for a par to stay at 9 under here at the difficult par 4 4th.
Second hole now, part of the coverage from the U.S. Open and Open Championship on ESPN Radio for many years. Doug Bell.
Colin Morikawa looking for birdie start. He's got a downhill left to right swinger from 27 feet. Putter behind the ball, shadow behind the putter. And the stroke by Morikawa sends it down the line, making that turn to the right at the hole, and just misses on the outside left. So good effort for Colin Morikawa. He watched it all the way to the end, and he'll get a par, a 2-putt par, and he stays at 10 under.
That's a good solid par after that miraculous bunker shot from a buried lie. Baseball swing. Ball was probably knee-high on him as he holed it on the first hole. This young man plays well more mature than his years, plays with a whole lot of kind of quiet confidence. You can see it in the way he can poses himself on the golf course.
Still, they're all chasing DJ, who's underway. Good tee shot at the first for Dustin Johnson, who plays into one in 60 seconds.
Par 3 second, again 201 yards uphill. Wind blowing now from his left to right at an angle that's definitely hurting this tee shot. With the swing, he sends it skyward. Xander watches intently. This lands right in line with a flagstick, but right into the hill that runs across perpendicular to this green, and it keeps it right there. So he'll be outside 20 feet. Birdie try coming up for Xander Schauffele.
Back to the first hole and back to Bill Rosinski.
All right, Sung Jae Im, right rough. He'll play first. 169 is the number. And again this week, the rough is not long, but it's Bermuda. Maybe 2.5 inches, but really thick. That ball can just disappear on you. Coming off the low round of the day yesterday, shooting that 64 to put him one off the lead. Taking his time. Swings away. Again, not much breeze at all. That lands left of the flag, releases, hang on. There's a bunker over there on the left that it stayed up. So he'll chip from there, about 20 feet away. So Sung Jae Im has missed the fairway in the green. We'll see if he can still maybe pop in a little birdie chip.
Yeah, Bill Rosinski made reference to the 2.5-inch Bermuda rough, and the one thing that all the players are mentioning, our analysts, we've all noticed, it's very consistent. I think it's the fairest test of golf without galleries, because the ball at 20 yards off line is not going to find trampled down Bermuda. It's just going to be the same as it is 5 yards off the fairway.
Now let's go to Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas will play next at the par 3 second. Again, 201 yards. It's going to be fun watching Justin Thomas and Xander Schauffele, two of the best ball strikers in the game today. JT with a swing, holding that follow through. His ball flight left to right. He lands safely in the front middle portion of the green, and now that takes a huge hop and rolls up to that upper shelf. So Justin Thomas on the proper shelf outside 20 feet, looking for his first birdie of the day.
Now to the first again, and Bill.
Well, Dustin Johnson already halfway to his 2 fairways hitting around number 2. Hits the first. And this second from just 134 yards, and that's going to land on the front of the green. He wanted a little bit more than that. That ball landed and checked up, and he's outside 25 feet. So DJ is on the putting surface. Long way to go for birdie, however. He starts today our leader at 13 under.
You know, he might be just a bit disappointed having such a short iron in there to that front left hole location. But the good news is that's the intelligent side to favor the fat part of the green.
Well, and he commented yesterday after the round, and, the struggles. Basically didn't hit a fairway for 3 hours plus coming in. And, the reprieve was he didn't hit the fairway at 18, but at least it was in the first cut. He could see the ball, and he actually got to play something in there, made an easy birdie to take the lead. But he said it's a different golf course, was his comment, when you're playing from the rough or in the fairway. He said you can attack this course from the fairway and obviously from the rough. You have to play a lot more defensive. So, order of business, at least for him, back for one hole. He hit it in the fairway. He's given himself an opportunity. Hole high for birdie.
Yeah, some of the mindset we've seen in modern golf, though, and I don't know if I like it or don't like it. It's not really an issue of that. It's this concept of a bomb and gouge. If I can hit it 350 yards off the hole, off the tee, even on a 450-yard hole, and I find the rough, I've got wedge to the green. So I think that is a style of play that DJ and many have used over the last 10 years. But when you get to a course like this, there's a little more premium on finding fairways.
Second hole, Doug Bell.
Xander Schauffele, 24 feet away, has to deal with that hump on the right side that guards the upper shelf here at number 2. That'll move the ball to the left, and there's the stroke up and over that rise. Now down to the left and at the hole, and it'll come up just a little short. It's tough to judge that coming off the hill, but it'll be a par, and he's going to stay at 11 under. Let's go back and hold it, Bill.
All right, Doug, and we got Sung Jae Im, who is just off the green left in the rough, but the ball's sitting up okay, 15 feet. Got a wedge out. That blade is wide open. Once it lands on the green, it will be a downhill roll to the cup. That's a front left hole location today. Just gives it a stab. That's got some pace on it. Lands on the green and runs right to the cup and stretches out maybe to 5 feet or so. So he'll have that for his par. Let's go back to Doug.
Here in number 2 from 17 feet, Justin Thomas rolls it up and into the bottom of the hole. That's what he needed. Waves over to mom and dad, and he goes to 11 under par with a birdie at 2. JT.
There's a lot of talk about if he gets the putter to wake up. Mom and dad will certainly be smiling with that one. And I'm sure that kind of puts him at ease. It's always important when you have been seeing putts go in, I think, to see one go in early in the round. And that's just what happened for Justin Thomas.
And, a streaky guy. And we know what he can do when he gets on runs. And he's right there, having not made anything this week. So Justin Thomas and, position despite the struggles with the putter. And now he's on the board. And like you said, Mark, with McIlroy early in the day, you see one go down, and maybe that's just the lid lifter you need to get things going. And right now he's within 2 of the lead.
Listening to the great players, the Hall of Famers like the Nicklases and the Floyds through the years, and so many others, you can always learn something. And Raymond Floyd has said to me on a couple occasions, he didn't mind if it was for bogey or par on the first hole. He'd like to make something 6-8 feet. It kind of sets the tone knowing he's going to score well that day.
Let's go back to Bill Brzezinski.
Well, Dustin Johnson's made some long putts this week. Let's see if he can start this third round by making a 22-footer here at number 1. He and his brother, and also his caddy, Austin, studying the line meticulously as they do every hole now. DJ makes contact with the putter blade. Down the slope it goes. Needs to turn left. He gives it the knee bend, and it would not go. Looks at his brother, shakes his head. We'll see if he'll put a mark on this. DJ with not much work left here to make it a par at number 1. Let's see, he's going to finish up. So let's just follow this. Putter blade behind the ball. And knocks it in. That's a 4 at the first for our leader. He remains minus 13.
Well, you might remember if you were listening with us yesterday that on the third and fourth holes, DJ made 2 bombs in a row, I think over 60 feet of putts. Even though that's not the kind of putt you expect to make, he would love to have started with a birdie, but a pretty easy, straightforward par. And the key is going to be for him finding fairways.
Well, and he has said even the 67 that he shot didn't feel like he had his best stuff in round number 1. He had only 5 fairways that day. And then yesterday, we know the struggles to keep it in the fairway. He said, I got maybe my worst rounds out of the way, the first 2. And if that's really the case, that's trouble for everyone else, I think, Bill.
Now, Sung Jae Im now with 4.5 feet below the hole here at number 1. This for his par. Missed the fairway, just missed the green off to the left. Sends this up to the cup and walks it home. Still writes a par on the card. He remains minus 12.
Let's go to 5, Mark Carnevale.
At the par 4 fifth, Rory McIlroy from the well of a big pine tree on pine straw has a good angle. Just has to keep it low for a little bit. A moment ago, Sebastian Munoz has hit it inside 10 feet to this back left hole location. So McIlroy plays away. This ball lands just short of the green, but it grabs. It grabbed. It does reach the front portion of the green, but he thought that might take off. As it is, McIlroy will have well outside 40 feet for a birdie here at the 5th.
Yeah, you made the comment in the well of the pine tree, Carney, even though it's pine straw, if you don't get anything between the club face and the ball, it will spin. You can't count on that, though, and that probably was a little bit of the challenge there.
So a par 1 for Dustin Johnson to stay in front. He's parred that first hole the entire week so far, and Sung Jae Im alongside gets the par at the first as well after missing the fairway. So the lead stays 1 for him over Sung Jae, but Justin Thomas creeping up into a tie with Xander Schauffele after an early birdie. So we've got 2 now, and a former Tour champ, and in Justin Thomas's case, a former FedEx Cup champ, now just 2 behind, Bill.
Dustin Johnson on the tee at the 2nd, the par 3, 201 yards. Back right hole location. This lands hole high left, and that's going to release towards the back of the green. Not too bad. About a 20-footer. We'll have that for birdie. DJ parred the first, still 13 under.
Yeah, 2 holes, 2 greens hit in regulation. As I look at the leaderboard, Earl, what I love, there's no calculators needed to go with points, and if they finish here, how many points are they going to get? What we're looking at is Dustin Johnson right now is a 1-stroke lead on being the FedEx Cup champion. And Colin Morikawa, for example, with a hole out on 1, he's 3 shots back of winning that coveted prize, the most coveted prize in golf. So it's exciting, and I think we're going to have a horse race today.
It was so fun tracking all those points, though, for a while, Bill.
Yeah, lots of big Georgia pines and other huge trees around East Lake Golf Course. Boy, this is old school, can be something special when it's the condition this place is in. On the tee, Sung Jae Im at the 2nd, the par 3, 201 yards. Scrambled for a par on his first hole. 1 behind Dustin Johnson. And this might have been tugged a little bit to the left. And that does miss the green to the left and settles down into the rough. I think I can see just the top of the ball. It's on top of the hill here. It didn't roll off, but he'll be chipping again from off the green. Sung Jae Im here at number 2, up to the green at 3 in Kearney.
Out here at the 5th, Bill, after a moment ago, Rory McIlroy had a birdie at 10 from 63 feet. And pretty well done. He'll have inside 4 feet for his par, but now after a really good approach from Sebastian Munoz, has 9 feet. This back left hole location here is a little slope off the back left in the back of the green, which will influence his putt. This is downhill. Should have a little bit of right to left movement at first and then straighten out. Munoz looking to go 3 under for the day. 9 feet here at the 5th. That putt is away down towards the hole and it misses. And it just hit that a little too hard. But it's going to be a par for Munoz. He'll tap in and he'll remain at 9 under with a par here at 5.
Still a good start for Munoz. A moment ago, Bill Rosinski was talking about praising the condition of the golf course. I couldn't agree more, and neither could all of the players this weekend. That's because of the agronomy staff. We got to give kudos. Just take a second to congratulate Ralph Keppel. He is the director of agronomy. A lot of work goes into getting to a course like this, and they've done a great job. Hats off to him and his staff.
Let's go to Doug Bell.
Earl, out here at the par 4 third, Xander Schauffele put his drive in the fairway bunker right. Used an iron off the tee, as most players are doing here at this short downhill par 4. Schauffele now digs in, and his second shot on the way. Hulk in the back left-hand corner, elevated green. And Zaire watches this play.
It's the third round on a Sunday at the Tour Championship. Classic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. The home for the Tour Championship the entire way through the FedEx Cup playoff era. It's been the exclusive site of the Tour Championship, exclusive home since 2004, this year's tournament. 17th in a row now, 2020, the 20th overall at this historic golf course. And we have never crowned a FedEx Cup champion anywhere but East Lake Golf Club since the inception of the FedEx Cup era in 2007. And this week, we're going to crown another one on Monday. Earl Forsey and Mark McCumber, former Tour champ and 10-time winner on the PGA Tour, alongside for round number 3. A little bit of breeze to start the day today. Another sunny day in Atlanta, a sunny Sunday, and things so far so good for Dustin Johnson. Started the day in the lead, and he hit the first fairway, so we'll see what he does at number 3. DJ trying to hang on with a one-shot lead so far intact. Mark through a couple of holes.
Yeah, it's an exciting third round shaping up. I think the course played about 0.6 of a stroke harder from day 1 to day 2. I think it may play a little bit harder today, too, as the course dries out, a little bit of wind. It's a very good, challenging golf course. And as I look ahead at the guys already on the golf course, we have 2 players at 3 under par as the lowest scores out there. So it's not like anybody's run out there with a 5-6 under round through 12, 13 holes. Can that happen? It's possible. We've had, a handful, just short of a handful of 64s been posted this week. It can happen, but you better find fairways if you're going to shoot a low score here.
And that's what Dustin Johnson did at 1, and fairly easily, I would say, hit that fairway. And he's in good shape at the third hole as well. Hit it short, so, played the conservative shot, laid back. So 2 for 2, not bad, and matching what he did all day yesterday, Bill.
Yes, indeed. So everything else is gravy after this, right? Laid up off the tee. He's going to have 157 yards. Took the big stick off the tee here. And he's in the fairway as well, his first fairway hit. And he's only got 69 yards.
Yeah, that's the 2 styles we've seen. We saw that in the Rory McIlroy Munoz group. One player, driving it down right in front of the green. Munoz made the par doing that, made the birdie. And Rory, he did what Dustin did there, Bill.
And DJ's ready to go. Let's see how this plays out. Got a back left hole location. Clear blue skies on this Sunday. Sunday moving day on the PGA Tour. Oh, this is a great shot by DJ. Lands below the hole and then scoots up to this back left location. And that's about 5-6 feet away. Well done, Dustin Johnson, who made a 37-footer here yesterday for birdie. A lot closer this time.
Well, his strategy paid off, laying back off the tee with, as Bill said, 157 yards. What impressed me on that shot, that's just a short iron, probably a 9-iron for him. It didn't spin. He let it hit and release. So he's in control of the flight of the ball, and that's a good thing.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update brought to you by MasterCard. Tap and go with your MasterCard, the simple, secure way to pay.
Steady start for Dustin Johnson, underway with a couple of pars to maintain the lead. 13 under, 1 up on Sung J M, paired with him today. He's -12 and solo second, Bill.
Well, this next shot for Sung J M is all touch and feel. Got some type of wedge in his hand. He's only got 69 yards after that big tee shot. We're here at the par 4 third hole. And a flag that's located back left. Him steady over the golf ball. Pars at 1 and 2, and he had to scramble for both of those, missing the green in regulation. This one is airborne. This better check up. Lands left of the flag. Oh, no, it went over the green. Boy, that came in a little too hot. I think he wanted that to spin. Had no chance. So down the slope there for Sung J M. Another up and down will be needed to save par.
Well, we could have a 2-shot swing there. DJ sticking it to 5 feet. Sung J M, 1 back. Now he's going to have to get up and down. So Those two head to the third green, and DJ's lead is 2 over Justin Thomas right now. And Xander Schauffele, they're tied for third at -11. John Rahm, early birdie for him today to get his round underway. Shot 74 yesterday, 1 under through 5. John Rahm is 10 under and 3 back now.
Rory McIlroy and Sebastian Munoz are playing together. Munoz is 2 under through 5 holes. Rory 1 under. They are both 9 under for the tournament, tied for 6. And other guys chasing. Morikawa had gotten to 9 under, but he's just fallen back to 8 with his second straight bogey. Birdied the 10th, and birdied the first, bogeyed the third and fourth. So he is back to 8.
Path to the PGA Tour continues. Central Illinois this week, the Lincoln Land Championship presented by LRS. Final hole, it's come down to a Panther Creek Country Club in Springfield. Brett Druitt is in the lead at 19 under par, but also playing 18 with him, Austin Truslow, 1 back, and one of the players tied for second at 18 under par, 3-way tie, 1 back. Doug Bell?
Justin Thomas in the fairway right here at the par 4 fourth has 194 yards remaining. It's an uphill shot, holding that back right-hand corner. Eastlake Golf Club playing very tough early here in the third round. Justin Thomas with that pre-shot waggle, club behind the ball, and the swing. And boy, he lost the grip of the club and went flying behind him on contact. Watching this, miss right and goes down into that right greenside bunker. So a mishit, rare mishit for Justin Thomas.
All right, now Xander Schauffele, right back to Doug Bell.
Yeah, Earl, Xander's in the first cut on the left side and has a 6-iron in his hand. And let's see if he can get it up there within tweet range. Tough par 4, uphill all the way. And he has a pre-shot waggle similar to what Justin Thomas does. And now the swing sends it skyward. He's moving it from left to right, telling it to go, and it grabs the very front portion of the green, then hops forward. He'll have a lengthy birdie try out here at number 4, Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, fourth hole is a challenging hole for sure. So, again, players need to find the fairways on these longer par 4s.
Well, Dustin Johnson's no problem finding fairways today, and he's set up for possibly another birdie and a chance to extend the lead, Bill.
Well, third shot for Sung J.M. just off the green in the rough here at number 3. Not much green to work with. Pops this in the air. That's going to land left of the flag, and that's going to stretch out into that maybe 8-foot area. That'll be an uphill par putt for Sung J.M. trying to stay at -12.
Yeah, a big mistake really made on his second shot after having inside of 70 yards to this back hole location. Got a little bit greedy, hit it over the green. And whenever you do that to a back hole location, out of the Bermuda, back downhill, because these greens basically all go from back to front, it's hard to get it close.
Well, battle of putts now, and Sung J.M. needs to make his for par save if he can, and DJ knocks in a 5-footer. We've got the 2-shot swing possibility. DJ could be up to 3, and the 3 fatal words for Sung J.M. Still your turn, Bill.
Now Sung J.M. for the 3rd consecutive hole needs to make a putt for par from a considerable distance. 2 4.5-footers have gone in. This is for 9 feet uphill at the par 4 third to stay -12. Contact made. Up to the cup. Has a chance, not lipped out. Hit the left edge, spun right. Well, you miss enough of them, it's going to come and bite you, and that's a bogey. So he's now -11.
Yeah, Bill Rosinski's exactly right. You just keep having those putts, you're not going to make them all. That was actually a good putt, but it's hard to go through a day and missing greens and having par putt after par putt.
He led the field strokes gain, approached the green for the week. Lost one there, Bill.
Yep, and here we go with Dustin Johnson, 5 feet away for birdie. And this to get to 14 under par. Sends this up to the cup on a straight line and down and in. Made it look easy. Dustin Johnson with his first birdie of the day to -14.
Well, he makes everything look easy, Bill. I'm not sure that it is, but that hole was played perfectly. And you get him on the run he's been on over the last 2 weeks, and he may start sprinting right here.
Amazing what hitting fairways does, Doug Bell.
Here at number 4, Justin Thomas. Second shot in that right greenside bunker. He's down there now, digging in. Does not use a glove on these pitch shots bunker shots. Likes the feel, the splash out up onto the dance floor. Now scoots forward, and that comes up well short. That's outside 10 feet. So a knee knocker coming up for Justin Thomas to stay at 11 under.
Let's move up to the 6th hole, par 5. Mark Carnevale.
Unfortunately for Rory McIlroy at the par 5, unable to make birdie. He drove it way left. Earl laid it up short of the green in the rough and was unable to get the ball up and down. Sebastian Munoz, however, went for the green in 2, pulled it left, but then hit a beautiful pitch shot to 2 feet. He knocks in the birdie, so Sebastian Munoz now 3 under in his round. The birdie here at the 6 takes him to 10 under par.
Sebastian Munoz played really well this week. He's heading to a stretch that yesterday, 7, 8, 9, he birdied his way through there for a 4 under start on the front 9. So Munoz, 10 under par, and he's trying to keep pace with what Dustin Johnson's doing. That lead is now 14 under, so Munoz trying to hang in there, but DJ's lead is now 3, Doug Bell.
Xander Schauffele trying to cut into that lead. Here at number 4, he'll have 35 feet for his birdie try. Ask his caddy to hustle up there and grab the flagstick, and he did just that. So uphill putt will move from left to right. Xander Schauffele is a left-hand low guy. He takes his time looking it over and then plays quickly once the putter is behind the ball. One last glance and the stroke. Uphill it comes and rolling out at the hole, and it grazed the left side of the cup. Good effort. Inches by. 2-putt par for Xander Schauffele. In fact, it's 4 straight pars to start his 3rd round.
Yeah, it looks like the putt Justin Thomas hit just a moment ago, burning the edge, but not going in, will remain at 11 under.
It's such a good start for Dustin Johnson and really the easy birdie for him at number 3. But remember, the troubles didn't start for him as far as missing fairways until midway through this opening 9 yesterday. So far, so good, I'd say, for him. But he's still got to keep doing what he's been doing, which is keeping it straight and giving himself looks.
It's hard to believe that, one round of poor driving would shake his confidence after the 30 under total in Boston, to dominate there, to win by 11, then, except for just one of the greatest putts I've ever seen in a playoff, over 60 feet. When John Rahm beat him in the playoff last week in Chicago, the confidence has got to be high. I don't think he's going to have any problem today maintaining this ball striking. I really don't.
And 3-shot lead right now, and DJ is certainly one guy with less than 2 rounds to go. You don't want to let get too far away from you, Doug Bell.
Here at number 4, 11 feet away for 11 under, and no, that misses right for Justin Thomas. Drove in the fairway, 2nd shot wound up in the greenside bunker. Cannot get up and down. First bogey, which offsets that birdie at number 2, and JT back to 10 under par.
Yeah, JT just got to make some putts. That's the only difference of him being right at the top of the leaderboard.
Our leader, Dustin Johnson, on this moving day, a rare Sunday moving day on the PGA Tour, has hit another fairway. Only hit 2 yesterday. Shot even par. He's 3 out of 3 today. Good tee shot here at number 4. Left himself 173 yards. Meanwhile, Sung J M struggling out here. He's missed the fairway left. He has missed the first 3 greens he's played. It eventually cost him on the last hole, making bogey. So with DJ making birdie there, that was a 2-shot swing. So you got Dustin Johnson at 14 under, and Sung J M, his playing partner, 11. Sung J in the left rough. Took him a while to pick out a club. The hole is 17 up 4 from the right as he gets ready to play away here. And it all depends on getting it out of this Bermuda thick rough. That just came out low. I don't know if that was a mishit or if that was he was trying to do. I don't even know if that might have reached the fairway. My goodness. Sung J.M. is going to miss another green. And DJ plays quickly, so he's already got a club and ready to go here. Middle of the fairway, actually the left side of the fairway. That hung in there, as Earl told you on the call. Looked like it might be going in the left rough. It did not. And now from 173. Trying to go after this hole located on the right edge of the green. That's going to land on the left side of the putting surface. And a lengthy putt there. Isn't that the golfing gods, guys? Here's Sung J.M., who couldn't miss a green. Only missed 5 all week. And he's going to have to fight to make another up and down.
Yeah, even a week when you win, I've just found from experience that there's usually one round where you've got to kind of fight your way to post a score that doesn't hurt you and it doesn't come easy. Very rarely do you have all 4 days where it seems to be easy, very rarely. So maybe yesterday was the day for Dustin Johnson. Today might be the day for Sun JM. But you keep grinding. Just keep finding a way to post a score.
Well, and a little separation early for DJ. Players need some birdies. Best place to get it on the front nines at par 5 at 6, Carney.
Yeah, it is an eagle attempt here at the par 5-6 for John Rahm. It's a tough putt as he putts from the back center of this green to this front right hole location. It is downhill. It may not be quite as fast as he thinks, but the ball will work from his right to left and then back to the right as it gets down to the hole. Ball right in the center of the stands for John Rahm. Presses the hands forward, makes contact with the ball. Ball tracking down the slope, working towards the hole, expecting the ball to go left.